how are you doing? My name is Chris Matthews. I'm your relationship coach and licensed marriage and family therapist. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to enjoy a new relationship and not waste your time. So as a marriage and family therapist that exclusively works with couples, I usually will get a lot of clients that come in that are new to the relationship. And that could be a premarital phase, a dating phase, or a courtship phase. And these clients have usually been in toxic relationships in the past that took a lot of their time, and they don't want to make the same mistakes. So they're using therapy as a prevention to not be in a repetitive cycle of finding a person, having a bad relationship, then breaking up. So therapy doesn't always have to be to treat a problem. It could also be to prevent a problem. And that's what this video is designed to do today, to prevent you from wasting time with a partner that is going to lead you down a dead-end relationship. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, have a plan. If you don't have a plan going into the relationship, you're just going to be a part of the other person's plan. So their plan might be just to have sex and enjoy you physically and use you as arm candy. A lot of men know going into the relationship at some point if they're going to just ride it out and enjoy the experience, or if they're going to set this up to be long-term and have you be their wife or their committed partner. So if you don't have a plan, you're just going to become part of somebody else's plan. I see that a lot as a couples therapist. Some clients will come in because they don't know how to break up with the person, and they'll use therapy as an opportunity to dissolve the relationship. They really don't want to be with the individual. They just don't know how to detach. So make sure that if you have a plan, the plan includes an exit strategy. When you go to any facility, you'll see the exit signs. You need to have an emergency door. The same way the movie theater has those doors at the bottom that you can go out, your relationship at the beginning needs to have those exit doors. Make sure you know how to get out when things become bad. And that could look like if a person exhibits any signs or symptoms of being abusive, controlling, or just doesn't have the same life goals and visions that you have. A lot of couples fear, a lot of partners fear being lonely. Make sure that exit plan is there and you're willing to pull the cord and get out when need be. Second, be fearless. Be fearless. This goes into having a plan in a way because there's a famous business speaker named Grant Cardone. He's also a real estate giant. He does a lot of self-help material online. I listen to Grant Cardone every week. And one of the things he says in a lot of his videos, he talks about if you're going to lose the deal early so you don't waste your time. The same with relationships. If you're going to be in a relationship and you know that in the beginning it's not going to go the way you want it to go, get out. Prime example. If you're looking for a person to marry and have children with, and you're dating a person and they tell you from the beginning they don't want to have children, there doesn't need to be a continuation in the relationship at that point. You're not going to be able to change their mind or convince them of otherwise. One of the most saddest couples I remember treating, it was an individual, he was older in life, he was touching 50, his girlfriend was in her 30s. She, came into the relationship saying she did not want children. She thought she couldn't get pregnant. She eventually got pregnant. He made it clear at the beginning that he didn't want children. She then changed her mind and decided to have the child, and the marriage ended shortly after that. He was coerced or felt pressured to marry her because she was pregnant, and it was just a very volatile situation because he didn't scan and screen for what she wanted and vice versa. She didn't tell him deep down inside if she was going to be pregnant, she would keep the child. So they both weren't fearless enough to end the relationship or dissolve the relationship before they got to a space where a child was brought into this world and now has to be a victim of co-parents that don't like each other. Third, slow your attachment. Slow attachment. This is very important, right? Slowing attachment is critical. Not allowing people the right to have all of you up front. make them earn the right to have all of you up front. I've been with my wife for over 15 years in a long-term committed relationship. Each year we're together, I'm awarded new rights, new opportunities to be closer to her. Connection and growth in a relationship is like concrete. Concrete continues to harden over the course of time. The relationship needs to harden and grow closer over the course of time. When you first enter that relationship, and if you're overly attached too quick, you're somewhat like the stock market. When stocks soar up, they're going to fall back down. So make sure you're allowing that relationship to gradually rise. Make sure those attachments are gradually rising. And if you find that a partner is attaching too fast, use your exit plan, get out, or slow them down. Because a lot of times I find in my work, couples are peer pressured or they have this sense of obligation. A lot of men will tell me, man, you know, she was there for me. She paid my car payment when I lost my job, and she cooks for me, and they begin to feel obligated, and then that'll lead to infidelity or the person just not getting their needs met. So the woman will come in and she'll be in tears and she'll ask why he wasn't a good man. And it wasn't that he wasn't a good man. He didn't know how to tell the woman that she was attaching too fast. So make sure you slow those attachments down and put your partner in a position to earn your attachment. Don't just give it to them. Fourth and final, assess and evaluate the relationship. So as a clinical therapist that works with predominantly couples, I'm very adamant about using each session to assess and evaluate the progression of treatment. You need to do that in your relationship too. As people are changing, the relationship will change. So assess for what the person wants now in that moment. I gave you an example about how if your partner doesn't want to have children, you need to make that known up front, that if you do, the relationship may not last. Make sure that you're constantly evaluating and assessing what each partner needs and wants, because they can change, but they can also remain the same as well. Don't go into a relationship thinking you're going to change the person. Make sure you meet them where they are and show them your authentic self so they know where you are as well. Take that information and assess and evaluate if there is a future. If you both are adults and you have the boundaries and you want to just play around and it's sexual and you have a travel partner, make sure that you're constantly assessing and updating each other on the rules of play. So just to recap, have a plan, be fearless, slow your attachment, and assess and evaluate the relationship. If you are in a new relationship and you do these 4 things, it'll enhance your fulfillment and joy, and it'll ensure you don't waste your time. My name is Chris Matthews. Please subscribe to my channel, check out other videos, and I'm your relationship coach, licensed marriage and family therapist, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.
You can never go back, I gotta take it on.